So the next thing we'll do here is maybe just add some supporting edges around the top surface, and the easiest way for us to do that is just to inset the top polygons. Okay, so let's go over to polygon here. We'll go into our right view and just select the polygons on the top. And we don't need the side ones, so let's just hold down Alt and we'll deselect everything on the bottom part as well as that back portion. Okay, so just like that. And let's open up Inset here, and we'll take it up a little bit. Okay, we don't want this edge to be too soft. We want it to be, quite sharp. Let's do maybe around 3 for the amount here, and we'll see if that'll work. Okay, I think that should be fine. That'll also go some supporting edges over here around this cutout. The next thing we'll do here, let's just turn off polygon for a second, is start blocking out where we want that hole to be. This one here. Okay, and you can see the hole itself isn't that big, but we have this kind of punch in here that kind of tapers down into it. So we're going to have to make a cut here that's the size of this outer piece. Okay, so let's maybe go into edge, and let's grab this edge here and ring it. We're just going to add one more segment here through the middle. Okay, so we'll do one segment, no pinch, no slide. Okay, and we'll go into the top view again. And we want that hole to be right in this section here, these 4 polygons. So let's go back to the gray panel, back to shapes, and grab another circle here. And we'll just do this the way we've been doing all the cuts here for holes. Okay, so I'm going to draw that out, and we'll take the interpolation steps down to 1. Let's also turn on snaps up here, and we're just going to snap this to this vert right here. Okay, we'll turn off snaps. And now we'll just kind of adjust the size here, see what we get. Okay, we might want a little bit bigger than that. We don't want to go so big that it's going to cross over these other edges here. So we'll just keep it, let's do like 77 on the radius, that should work fine. Okay, and I'm just going to change the color of it to black. And we'll go back to the top view here, reselect the tank part, and we'll just cut this in. So let's go over to cut, and we'll turn our snaps back on, and we'll just cut around the verts here. Okay, so we'll start at the top there, and just work our way around it. Okay, and then right click the end, turn off cut, turn off snaps, select that circle and bleed it. Okay, now we'll just quad this up quickly. Alright, so let's just grab this vert and connect. And we'll do that for each of the corners. Okay. So that'll give us a basic layout of where that hole needs to go. And we might as well just model this in now. So let's go back to polygon, and we'll select the 4 pulleys for the hole. First things first, we'll do an inset here for a supporting edge, and we want that to be pretty sharp, so I'm going to take that down quite a bit. Okay, and then we'll extrude it in a little bit. Just slightly, maybe around 2. And one more inset here for support edge. Okay, we'll do one more inset here so we can get that layout for the hole in the center. So I'm just going to take this up quite a bit. Okay, and we'll just take another look at our reference here. And you can see that's roughly about 1/3 of the radius of this. So we'll just kind of eyeball it here. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's do about 41 or 42. Okay, with those selected, I'm just going to give it the taper that we need going down by just moving the polygons in the side view. Okay, so we'll pull them down on the Y. Okay, just so we can get those angle faces there that we need. And that should work fine, I think. And we'll do one more inset here. Let's just right click the spinner and we'll take it up just a little bit here. And finally we'll punch it in. And the amount on this one doesn't really matter, so let's punch it down like that, hit OK, and delete those polygons. And then we'll just add a couple of edges here. Alright, so we're just going to do a ring on these inner edges, one segment, and we'll just slide that up to the top, right about there. Okay, and that should be all the edges we need right now. And we'll just test smooth this to see how that part is looking. Okay, we look pretty good. Everything's holding the shape around this section. You can see it's a little faceted, and if we take it up to 3, it'll get rid of that. The only reason we have that is just because we don't have enough geometry on the actual mesh. Okay, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's just delete the turbo, and we'll just keep moving on to the other sections here that we need to do. Okay, so most of the stuff is blocked out that we need here. I think we can start adding some supporting edges. Let's go in here around this cutout. We definitely need to support this a bit. So let's maybe go to edge, and we're just going to add an edge here, or grab an edge there and here, do a ring. Okay, and those should go all the way up and all the way down for you. Alright, so what we'll do here is just open up connect. Now we're going to do 2 segments, and we're just going to pinch those out. Okay, and we'll go pretty tight to the corners there. Let's do about 85 or so with 2 segments. Okay, we actually don't need to have these ones here. The only reason I was using pinch is just so we can just get it even in one shot rather than having to slide edges back and forth. Okay, so now I'm just going to select this edge and this edge, loop them, and control backspace them out. Okay, and over here where the inset was, on this corner here, we definitely don't want to leave this like this. What we need to do here is continue this edge across and down, and we need to continue this edge here across and up. Okay, if we leave this like this, it's not going to smooth correctly for us. So the easiest way for us to modify this is just to do a ring on these edges here. Okay, that's going to go all the way around the model, so we'll just go into the top view. Hold down Alt, we'll deselect these ones here and these ones over here. Okay, we actually don't need to have this one or this one. Okay, so we just want the edges in here selected up to this point on each side. Okay, now what we can do is do a connect. We're just going to do 1 segment, no pinch. And in the top view, we're just going to slide that back. Let's just slide that down. We're going to line it up with the edge here. Okay, and then we'll come in here and we'll do a connect across these verts. Okay, so grab that pair and connect it. Same thing over here. Connect those 2 up. And we're going to leave this little angle edge here for now until we get the back one in, which we're going to do right now. Okay, so let's go to edge again, select this one and this one. Let's ring those. And you can see here, this is going to go right down into this hole, and we definitely don't want to add an edge this way. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just deselect everything on this section here. Okay, we really only need the back edges selected, so I'm going to go right up to this point. Okay, and again, we don't need this one, so we'll alt click that and alt click this one. We just want to have this edge up, selected all the way up to the top on each side of the hole. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in again, and we're going to connect this. Let's do 2 segments again and pinch them out. Okay, and again, we're going to try to line this up with this edge here. Around 92 or so, and okay. And we don't need that guy, and we don't need this one here. Alright, so just grab those 2 ones that we just put in, loop them, control backspace them out. And now we'll just grab some verts here and hit Z so we can zoom in on it. Okay, and this will give us the opportunity to connect this loop here to the back. So let's grab these 2 verts and connect. Now we can just select this edge here and remove it. And the same thing over here. You can see this one's a little off, and that's just because these polygons over here are wider than the ones we had over here because of this center edge. So let's loop this edge. Zoom in the top view here, and I'm just going to click, control click vertex here so we can see where they're at. I'm just going to move that over and line it up here, like so. Okay, now we'll just click this one, control click that one, and connect them. And then remove that edge. Okay, so what we've done here is reroute that edge flow so that this will work in our favor now when we smooth this. Okay, and now we still need to do some work here. We want to have some edges along the inside, so let's do a ring on this edge. Okay, now I'll go all the way around that little cutout we have, and we're going to do another connect with 2 segments. I want to have an edge down the bottom as well as underneath this edge here. Okay, so we'll just maybe bring that down a little bit. Let's do maybe about 86 and okay. And if you want to, you can just move this edge up a little bit to straighten that out. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm just going to try to spin around here so we can kind of see this. We also need to have an edge running right down this section here. Okay, so let's do another ring on these edges. Okay, and these should go all the way up the sides, which they do, which is fine. We'll just leave that for now. And we're going to connect this up. Again, we'll use maybe 2 segments and just take this down a little bit. And we'll just kind of even it out between what we have on the other side here, or the front side. Okay, so maybe about 82 and okay, and then just loop this edge and control backspace that one out. Okay, so that should be enough support for now. Around here we might need to clean up the corners a little bit later on, but we'll continue working around the front here. Okay, so on these edges here, we need a support edge right along this section. We also need one that kind of follows this curve on the top up here as well as underneath, and we also need a couple on the shelf. Okay, so let's go grab this edge and ring it. Okay, we just want to see where that's finishing off. It's going to come right to this edge here because this is a triangle, which is okay. Alright, so let's do a connect here. We'll do both at the same time, so I'm just going to take this up a little bit. Trying to make sure we're not too tight here in the back. It's a little hard to see. Okay, I think we'll go maybe about 70 on these two, and okay to that. And we're gonna have to straighten this out a bit. You can do this with some of the Swift loop tools here. If you open up the ribbon, Swift loop has some functionality for sliding edges around evenly, but I can't seem to get that to work correctly on this. I've been playing with it a lot lately, but it's still not really there for me. I think it's easier and more precise just doing it manually. But if you like the Swift loop tools, you can definitely use that for this stuff. You don't have to do it manually. Okay, so let's maybe do a loop just on this top edge for a second. I just want to get the vert selected here. Okay, so I'm going to loop that edge, control click vertice, and these ones over here are pretty even. We don't start losing it until we get to about this point here. So I'm just going to deselect these ones holding Alt, and we'll just push this up a bit and try to even it out manually. Okay, I'm just going to deselect that one, and we'll keep working towards the front. Okay, just like that. Let's just straighten that edge out for us. Okay, I think that might be a little too tight. Let's just maybe re-loop it. I'm just going to slide that down slightly so it's not so close. Maybe about there. Okay, we'll do the same process down on this one. So let's loop that edge, control click vertex, go back into the side view, deselect these ones here, and just move these down. Okay, that's probably fine. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, so we're all good there. And we also need to have one right along this section.